Let's begin by lying back in Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet touch. Right hand on your belly, left hand on your chest. So just start breathing in here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. So as you breathe in and out, you want to feel the hips feeling a bit of a stretch as the knees fall heavy towards the sides. And empty it out. And you just lie here for like about 20 or so seconds, giving the hips at least some time to just melt as your body starts to find some bit of warm up in this posture. Yeah. Let me see who that is. Hey, Maggie Space, welcome. I see Living Waters Media, welcome. Now hug both knees to your chest. So I'll be looking like this. I'll keep switching from side to side. Squeeze them tightly. And then so that you can roll onto your left side. So you're going to like roll like this. Nice. And then take the left hand up. So let me start with the right. So take the left hand up and then find a twist. Nice. And then lift the left hand up. Stack it on top of the right once again. So you can keep doing this time. Open and twist. And bring your arms back together like that. So just very nice gentle stretches. Open and twist. Hey, Eva Kika, good morning. Bring the hands back to each other. Very nice gentle stretches. So we are doing this for like about 30 minutes only. So in case you're practicing with me, you just get your mat and get on with it. Nice. And then when you are done, roll back to center nicely, hugging your knees back to your chest. Now step your feet on the mat. So you want to measure the feet to be mat width distance apart. And then cross the left ankle over the right knee, like that. And then create your goalpost arms and then find that stretch. So this is a very gentle hip opener as well. One of my favorites. So the more you drop this foot, the more you want to find that twist with your goalpost arms. So you're spreading your shoulder blades down on the mat. And then you want to keep pushing this knee outwards like that. Just to be able to give you that nice stretch here. So you feel the inner thigh and you'll also feel like the left hip getting that stretch. And just stay here for a moment. Breathing in and out. Whew. And you'll also feel like a quad stretch going on here. Slowly unwind and then take happy baby pose. So today we are focusing a lot on hip openers. So you notice we are really going to be stretching the hip flexors. So happy baby, you grab the sides of the feet like that. And then keep pulling the knees towards your armpits. And then instead of making sure that your tailbone is lifting, you want to like let the tailbone rest on the mat like that. And then you can swing from side to side. This is one of the easiest back massages you can ever give yourself in yoga practice. Yeah, so just swing from side to side. And as you're doing this, you can feel the stretch on the hips. Maggie Space, it's been a minute. So nice to see you. How have you been? It's really good to see you, Maggie. It's been a minute, like a long minute, over 1 year since I last saw you. So keep swinging from side to side. Nice. And then find stillness. And then slowly pull your knees again towards your armpits and then hug your knees to your chest. Nicely. So now we are going to do the other side. Do you remember what we did? So we did this. So we're going to switch to that one. But before we do that, we are going to make circles with our knees. So see that you can open the knees out wide, making circles with your knees. And then you're hugging the knees towards your chest. So you just want to make these nice gentle rotations with your knees. It's also a very nice stretch on the hips, just to feel the hips opening. Nice. And then let's say that you can do the opposite way. So you now stretch the legs back and then bring them forward like that. So you're making these nice circular rotations with the knees. Sorry guys, I can't read the charts clearly, but I will catch up on the charts after this practice so that the heels can tap each other a bit. Mobility on the hip joints. Woo! A lot. Find stillness, hugging your knees back to your chest. So let's do the other side. So we are going to, so we started by rolling onto the right, so now we roll onto the left side and then stretch your hands forward like that. Okay, now lift the right hand up towards the sky, find a twist. So that's what you look like. So you unwind, bring it back, and then lift it up, open. So you can do this several times. So palms touch, lift the right hand up, find a twist. Nice. So keep doing this for like a while. Feeling that nice opening of the shoulders. Good. Yeah, very gentle. And as much as you are focusing on intermediate yoga practice, you can already see how the postures are different than the beginner-friendly postures that we did last month. Once you're done, step your feet onto the mat. Now, cross the right ankle over the left knee like that. And then you want to keep pushing this knee open like that. And then from here, hey Sunship, welcome. And then from here, so that you can slowly drop that right foot down on the mat. And then keep the arms open, finding a nice gentle twist. And then you can either do goalpost arms like that, or you can just keep your like me, your hands open, like you're receiving something, and then just keep pushing this right knee more towards the back. So you'll feel this nice stretch on the inner thighs. You'll feel it on the lower quad as well. And yeah, just stay there for like a moment, and don't forget your breath. And then gently unwind, extending that left leg long. Then hug your right knee towards your chest. Inhale. And then on the exhale, see whether you can stretch that leg up towards the ceiling like that. And then you keep doing that several times, hugging the knee closer. Stretch. Woo! Feeling the hamstrings here as well. So keep doing this. So you bend and straighten several times on your own. And as you straighten, you want to feel that nice hamstring stretch as you do that. So hugging the knees in towards your chest. And then the lower leg is pointed. Sorry guys, I'm pointing my legs towards your faces. Usually in yoga practice, it's normally considered disrespectful to point your feet on people. But I'm sorry because I'm just trying to give you angles. Whew. Nice. And then straighten the right leg long. Now you're going to hug the left knee towards your chest. Like that. Grab behind your knees. And then reach the heel to the sky. And then bend. Pulling the knee closer even to the chest. And then straighten. Woo! Now keep doing that several times. Feeling that nice gentle hamstring stretch on the entire left side of the leg. Nice work everyone. So keep stretching, feeling that nice opening. So today we are working a lot on the lower extremities, because from the hips all the way down to the feet, that is your lower body. So keep squeezing the knee in and then straighten a little bit more. Nice. And then slowly, and then release the leg. Now from here, stretch your hands above your ear and then see whether you can, so like see whether you can interlace your fingers like this, and then lean towards the right, and then take your right foot towards the right, and then see whether you can bring the left foot like that. We call this banana pose. So banana pose is a very nice stretch, just to stretch the side of the body. So you are trying to make sure that your body resembles a banana. Right, and then you can adjust as much as possible, and then so that you can keep your shoulder blades down on the earth as you're doing the banana stretch. Now you'll feel this entire left side of the body get that stretch while you curve your body like a C. So it's like you're trying to create a letter C with your body. Nice. Come back to center. Release. Good. Now we're going to do the other side. So just to give you a front view. So now it's the left side. So interlacing your fingers, taking your fingers towards the left. Step your left leg like that. Okay. And then step the right foot on top of the left. Now you're leaning towards the left side. And then try to like rest the body more towards the right. So you want to keep the shoulder blades down and then creating that banana shape with your body. Now you'll feel a very nice stretch of the entire right side of the body. And just rest here for a minute. You can stay here for like about 15 or so seconds. Feeling that nice stretch. Come back to center. Hug both knees tightly towards your chest. Maybe rock up and back. Hugging the knees tight. Good. Maybe so that your forehead can reach and meet your knees. Rounding the spine nicely. And then rest your head down on the ground. Just relax here for a moment. Nice. Now drop onto one side. So like let's say the right side. So you drop like that and then let your head rest on your elbow. And then when you're ready, push and come into tabletop position. So tabletop position, so stacking the shoulders on top of the wrists and the knees are under your hips, and then stay there with like that table shape. Now we are going to start making circles. So you circle the hips towards one direction like that. So you can make them as wide or as as shallow as you want them to be, but you just want to like make these nice circular rotations with your hips. Nice. Now reverse the circles. So in case you started clockwise, you move anti-clockwise, and then the more you move towards the front, you'll start feeling some pressure on your wrists, like that. Hey Nelly, Adi, welcome Nelly. So keep making those nice gentle rotations. Woo! Come back to a neutral spine. Nice work. And then from here, we are going to step our right foot forward. Nice. And then take the hands above the ears, like that. So you want to find yourself giving yourself that nice stretch. And then open your elbows outwards into half angel, like that. Elbows and the shoulders on the same line. So the chest is opening, and then so that you can sink your hips a little bit lower. So as you do that, you'll start feeling some stretch on your back thigh. Here. So trying to get that slanting, and then do that. And maybe take a twist towards the left. Woo. As you twist towards the left, you'll find a deeper stretch. Welcome to intermediate yoga practice. So we are stepping things up a bit this month. Then come back to center. Nice. Take the hands up overhead, stretch, and then from here, hands down to the mat, and then come back to tabletop. Woo! Switch sides, so we step the left leg forward now, coming into crescent lunge. Take your hands up, and then bend your elbows, open the chest, finding that nice stretch. Nelly, Adi, how is your weekend? I hope you're having an amazing weekend. So keep feeling that nice stretch. So you want to open the chest more. Hey, Mariam, welcome. And then maybe so that you can take a twist towards the left side. Woo! You'll start feeling some resistance, but then bend the knee even more as you find a deeper twist. Take a breath here. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. And then come back to center, reaching the arms tall, hands down, coming back to tabletop. Mariam, nice to see you. Now from here, we are getting into the hip openers now. So We are going to do half pigeon. So from here, so that you can bring your right knee to your right wrist, like that. Okay. You can always get a block to support your left thigh, but stay here, and then so that you can bring your hands off the ground like that. And then from here, stay here. Inhale, open the chest, and then exhale so that you can bow forward, like that. So just fold over the front leg, and just stay here for a moment. I can literally see you guys, and I'm looking at you guys here. And then from here, so that you can rest completely and let your forehead rest on the mat like that. And you can even stretch your hands forward. The more you deepen into this posture, the deeper the stretch. And just breathe in and out in your half pigeon. I love the pigeon posture because it's usually like a very nice posture for surrender. And just relax here for a moment. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then as you do that, you're sending that breath to your hip joints, feeling that nice hip stretch. So there are quite a number of hip openers that we'll be exploring this entire month. And pigeon is one of them. Pigeon is one of the favorites. Slowly rise up, walking back slowly. In yoga postures, you get out how you got in. You get out of postures how you got in. So we did this, and then we came back to tabletop. Whew. Pause here for a moment. Maybe shake that leg out a bit to like release the tension. Good. Nice. And then we are going to do the other side. So start preparing. So you bring the left knee towards the left wrist. And that's whether you can align this foot. Your shin, you want it to be parallel to the mat. Right? And then from here, so that you can slide the right leg back. Hey Lucy, welcome. So you decide, so keep sliding the right leg back. Stay here for a moment so that your hands can leave the mat. Finding length through the spine. And then when you're ready, so that you can fold forward. So opposite hand, opposite elbow, and then you can rest your forehead down. And you can keep extending this back leg. And notice how my belly is almost like reaching my shins. And then the more you stretch in that posture, the deeper the hip opener. So bow forward even more, feeling that nice stretch. Extending the hands forward. You want to roll the shoulders away from the ears. And then let the hips just find that nice gentle stretch. Inhale through the nose. Sending that exhale to the hips. With every exhale, you want to be very intentional and deliberate. Slowly walk back, rise up. Stay here for a moment, feeling that nice stretch. And then come back to tabletop. Whew. Shake that leg out, shake that leg out, shake it out. So pause here for a moment and feel how the hips are they balanced? How are they feeling? Do they feel like more relaxed? You know, as you stay on tabletop. Now the next hip opener we are going to do is called lizard. So lizard is slightly different. Let me get a block so that you guys can see how the mechanics of lizard. So get a block, press your palms, so you're still on tabletop, step your right foot forward like that. And then remember the lunge we just did? So you want to keep sliding the back leg down. So you can choose to stay here. This is a variation of lizard. Or you can bend your elbows. Now this takes a science. Bend your elbow and so that you can rest your elbows on the blocks. The reason I'm resting my elbows on the block is because the floor may be too far for some of us. So if the floor is too far, use a block to support. And you can even have as many blocks as possible, or you can even get something just to support and bring the floor closer to you. Otherwise, if you want more adventure, just bring your forearms down. But the trick is to make sure that your upper body is squared. So you don't want to be leaning towards the side. And you don't want one elbow to be lifted. You want to intentionally rest both elbows down on the mat. And then just stay here. You'll feel some very intense stretch on the hips. Woo! Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Stay here feeling that nice sensation. Exhale, and then slowly press your palms down, coming onto your hands, and then release. Woo. Pause there for a moment. Now we're going to do the other side. So you step the leg outside your arms, slide the back leg a little bit. You want to get this slant on the back leg. And then when you're ready, you can bring your hands on the mat, or you can support the forearms on the block. Nice. And then you can feel that stretch. And then just turn your foot slightly to point towards the side. Or you can open your foot like that, so it's like you're trying to read something under your heels. And that is a good posture. And then just stretch. I love this posture because it's a very intense hip opener, but it also opens you up to surrendering into the practice, whatever feeling it is. And you can even deepen the posture by sliding the back leg more. And you can maybe even bring the forehead down. And this is like when it becomes advanced, right? And just feel that nice gentle stretch. And then come back slowly. Ooh! Maybe coming back nicely onto tabletop. Ooh! Shake the hips a bit, shake the hips a bit, shake the hips a bit. You can feel that stretch on the hips because of just those two gentle stretches. Maybe swing the hips from side, making that nice circles. Nice. And then at your own pace, begin to make your way back onto line on the mat. Find your way line on the back. Whew. Now just find a connection here between your body, your mat, and the floor. Just rest in here for a moment. So we're going to do a figure 4 stretch. So this is also called like modified pigeon. So cross your right ankle. Cross your right ankle on top of the right knee. And then slide your hands inside that space that you just stated. It's like a number 4. And then so that you can grab the left knee. And then so that you can pull this number 4 towards your face. And you'll start feeling some nice stretch on the right hip flexor. So you keep pulling that knee in, and then you're pushing the right knee outwards. So it's like opposing forces, you know. And hold this for about 45 seconds, and then you keep intentionally pulling that knee in as you find that deeper stretch. Very beautiful hip opener. And in case pigeon is difficult, you can always try this variation of pigeon. It's actually called reclined pigeon pose. Right. So just stay there for a moment, and next week maybe when you are doing chair yoga, you will see how these postures can be stepped up even when you are seated on a chair. Slowly release. Also the feet back to the mat. Nice. So stay here, just like relaxing, maybe swing your knees from side to side, just to like find release on the lower back. And then opposite side, so crisscross the left ankle like that. So you want to crisscross the left ankle like this. Let me give you a front view. Nice. Like that. And then pull the knee towards your chest and then slide your hands inside that space. And then grab your knee from the top. And then from here you're pushing the left knee outwards, feeling that nice stretch. It's a very beautiful stretch, by the way. And just stay here for a moment. Keep pushing the knee outwards. You can even make circular rotations with your ankle. And then the deeper you stay in this posture, the more you can keep pulling the knee in this reclined pigeon stretch. And then you're pushing this knee outwards like that, just to be able to feel that nice hip flexor stretch. and just chill here for a moment. Very gentle yet impactful hip opening postures. And this is how you master hip openers. We don't have a lot of hip openers in yoga. We do have the known ones. Good. Now, switch legs again. So left leg becomes long on the mat. Hugging the right knee towards your chest. Now drop the right knee towards the left side and then look towards the right side. So you find a supine twist here. This was also a nice stretch on the glute, but it's also like a nice stretch and a twist on the spine. So the idea is so that you can get both shoulders down on the mat in your spine twist. And you can even support this knee so that it does not lift by applying the weight of your left hand on it. And then just keep twisting deeper, hugging the shoulder blades nicely on the mat. Woo. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And the exhale so that you can lean deeper into that twist. Release the twist and then find your way back into happy baby. So happy baby again, you hug the knees towards the chest and then you want to slide the hands inside your knees and then you want to grab the outsides of the feet. So this part, we call it the knife edge of the feet. And then try to spread your legs out wide. And then as you're spreading the legs out wide, you're pulling the knees in towards your armpit. Yes, happy baby. So this is also a very beautiful hip opener. And you can always look at babies when you look at babies in their cot, they always love doing this posture while they are laughing. And they're always happy when they are doing this. When babies are doing this posture, they're never crying. They're always laughing or doing something that is exciting them. So be a happy baby here. Ooh. When you are ready, slowly release the posture. Now, opposite side, so extend the right leg long. Now draw the left knee towards your chest, like that. And then find a spine twist, like that. And then gaze left. So the right knee is now down, the left knee rather is now down towards the right side, and then you're stretching. Again, if it's too much, you can always get a block to support the knee, and that helps you get a deeper twist as you try to rest both shoulders down on the ground, especially the left shoulder, as you find that nice twist. And this is a very good stretch. You can feel it on the bum, which is your glutes. And then you can also feel how when you try to attempt to bring the spine down on the ground, it's a very beautiful stretch. And just relax here for a moment, feeling the twist, feeling the stretch. You're also stretching your bum. Yes, those of you are looking to tone your bum. These are very good stretches that you can explore. Take one more breath. Slowly unwind, then hug both knees towards the chest. Squeeze the knees tightly towards the chest. Taking a few breaths here, sending breaths to your lower back and your hips. And then when you are ready, slowly release your legs and come into Shavasana. So Shavasana is the last posture in yoga practice. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. So feel the parts of your body that are in contact with the mat. It can be the heels, the calves, the thighs, the hips, the waist, the bum, the hands, the triceps, the back of the neck, the head, And just feel the relaxation that is just coming in as you just lie here doing nothing. The do nothing posture. And just completely rest here for like about a minute. Just let the body come back to itself. And you can take Shavasana as long as you can. Just making sure that you have that awareness. Otherwise, when you're ready, find your way out of the posture by wiggling your toes, wiggle your fingers, make circles with your wrists, make circles with your neck. Maybe stretch your hands above the ears, bring your feet to touch. Give yourself a nice morning stretch. Stretch, stretch. You're pointing the toes, feel as if someone is pulling you apart. And then draw both knees towards your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Maybe so that your forehead can meet your knees. Then drop and lie on your right side, using your right elbow as a pillow. And just relax here for a moment. Just thanking yourself for showing up in your practice. Maybe press the left hand to come into a comfortable sitting position. Let us finish our practice with one breath. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the nose. Thank you for sharing the practice with me this morning. And thank you for carving out time to practice self-care. Namaste.